Hey guys, welcome back to the Crow of Comics YouTube channel. My name's Andrew. First of all, I'd like to thank the 19 subscribers that have joined the channel since we started. Really appreciate you guys taking the time and watching the videos, and I hope you're learning a lot from these videos. And I'm learning a lot making these videos. I've learned quite a bit more than I thought I would, but I'm really enjoying this, and I hope you guys are enjoying the videos too. Remember, if you guys want me to go into more details about anything, please write down in the comments what you'd like to talk about, and maybe I can make a video about it. So for today's video, we're going to continue the process of working on this little mini comic that we started. So in the last video, we talked about the mind mapping, and then we went a little bit over in the character sheets. So today we're going to do a little bit of character design. So we're going to start designing our main character, Gary. Was it Gary? I think it was Gary. His name was Jeremy, not Gary, Andrew. Get that right. I think it was Gary. So we're going to work on that today. So let's jump right into that. Let's do this draw and talk video. So yeah, we're going to go over designing some character designs for our short story. So let's take a look at our character sheet first of all. Kind of remember some references on there. I'll post it up on the. I'll post up a screenshot for you guys so you guys can kind of look at it too. So we know we're designing a character named Jeremy. He's 32 years old. He's male, about 6 foot, 225 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. Let me see. He's tall, medium built, handsome, dangerous eyes. So some of the character descriptions that we talked about. So if you can see up on the screen up here to the right, I got some just references. I kind of want to do that retro space explorer style, you know, from the pulp magazines from the 50s. I kind of like the look of that. So right now we're just gonna play with some shapes. We're not gonna worry too much about anatomy and stuff right now. We're just kind of gonna play with the shapes of the character, and we'll kind of look at some design stuff. And then remember, when you guys are designing this, we're designing for a comic book, so you're gonna have to draw these characters a lot. It's similar to animation, but you're not drawing them as much as you would if you're doing an animation. But you want to keep your character design simple and easy to draw, but I mean, you can add some detail, but you just got to keep in mind, like, I'm gonna have to draw this over and over and over again, so I don't want him to be extremely detailed, you know. So we're just kind of throwing a quick body shape. Like I said, we'll worry more about proportions and stuff in a little bit. Right now we're just kind of playing with the design. So this is our sketch layer. Make sure you guys always name your layers, because it's just going to help you out later on, because it gets very confusing real quick the more layers you have. Okay. So let's look at some of these references that I picked up. So I like how they have these like kind of chest plates, and you can see too how the designs are. It's broken up into like thirds, so you have, like, you know, less detail, more detail, less detail, more detail. As you can see how it's broken up like that, so you have visual rest for the eyes, you know, not necessarily the head, but like the armor. Boom. So right here you can see this is extremely detailed. This section is not as detailed. This section has a little bit more detail, and so on and so forth. And it, like I said, it's just visual rest for your eyes. So I like this kind of old school style. I don't know about these shorts here. The girl with the skirt's cool. And then I got like a kind of more modern astronaut suit in case we want to add more details. So okay, let's play around with our design here. So let's switch to a different color. So we know he's gonna be, for most of the story, he's gonna be on the ship. So he's gonna be more just in his like casual, kind of like these guys right here. I like those designs, but we're gonna kind of make our own stuff just looking at our reference. So he's gonna have some kind of equipment right here, some kind of, maybe like this is what helps him breathe. Instead of having the big tank on the back, he can have his like oxygen unit on the front. Then we're gonna give him a chest guard. This is gonna be the part for his helmet to connect to. Let me see. Yeah, see, I like the kind of like this a little bit, this shoulder kind of pauldron that he got on. Or maybe we might design it more like that. I don't know. Right now we're playing with shapes, so then we'll keep this. I've always liked those kind of like engineer type gloves or whatever. Or not engineer gloves, I don't know, like the Cowboys wore them where it's kind of loose here on top. I've always liked the way that looks. Sean Gordon Murphy draws them a lot too. Like his Batman had it for the Batman White Knight. He had those kind of cool looking gloves. So let's bring this up a little bit. And so here we're just exploring, we're just playing around with design and we're just playing with shapes. So don't be too stressed on trying to make it perfect. So we don't even know what half this stuff is yet. We're just kind of experimenting. So I like how he has like the little tools right here. I like these kind of belts. I like these like straps they got going on right here. I don't know what they're for, but I just like the technical, or just how they look. Looks pretty neat. Okay, so we need some kind of utility belt thing here. And then remember, we're trying to break up the visual interest, so you're going to be more detailed. Then you're going to be less detail. And then we might also keep this less detail and then have more detail down at the boots. We'll see. We'll just play with it. But remember, you just want to give the eyes a visual break, a rest from all the detail. So let's say he has like, he's an explorer, so he's gonna have some kind of weapon here, some kind of tech there. So I like those straps. Just add some kind of visual interest. Let me see. So I like how he has like these like patches and stuff, so we might add some patches. Okay. Probably gonna add some like knee pads or something. Or maybe we'll keep it kind of like this outfit. I like the bulkiness of the bottom. I don't know, let me see. Like I said, guys, this at first we're just exploring, we're just playing around. So don't be beating yourself up if it's not looking perfect. This is not the time for perfection. This is the time for exploration. I don't like the way his foot turned. Let's just turn both feet the same way. Put his knee over here. Okay, this is looking kind of cool. Okay. So that's one design. So let's try another one. And this time let's play with the shape a little bit more. So let's play a little bit more with the shape. Okay, okay. Just a rough and quick little body. Like I said, we're gonna play more with the shape. So we know he's gonna have the chest plate, but I want it to be more angular. So maybe we'll have it like something like this. Instead of it being a square, his like control unit, we'll make it more like a diamond shape where his breathing tubes are going to connect. Okay, it's not looking too horrible. So add his calves down here. So how can we give this a little bit more interest? I like this spike shape. Translate it over to this side. We can put some of those like badges on there. We want to have a little bit of space for this shoulder to be able to move up and down. So we're going to create a separation in the armor, so that way it has a little bit more mobility. Let's put in a little bit of so I kind of like this little thing they have down here. I don't know why, but like this little box shape. But we're going more spiky on this, so we'll make the points, we'll make the bottom a little pointier. Maybe kind of like a coffin shape, actually. Kind of cool. But I don't want to hit too much that he's a vampire. Flip design, get some fresh eyes on it. Like I said, I like those gloves, so I'm gonna put those on him. Some more design elements. That looks pretty neat. Okay, so let's bring back our first sketch. Turn off our reference layer. Okay, so we got our two different designs side by side. So I'm kind of liking this design a little bit more. It's a little more interesting.
Nice.
I want to add these like belt things though, because I like them. I don't know why. We'll figure out what they're used for later on. Pretty cool. So we're gonna go with this second design. All right, now let's go in there and let's clean it up a little bit more and try to figure out what we got going on here. So I'm gonna change my color to a new pencil. I'm not worried about the head. We'll design the head later, but I will kind of figure out a shape that I like. Trying to figure out what all this tech is. So this is gonna be some kind of breather unit. Remember guys, don't be afraid to look up reference for any of this stuff. Try to find something similar to what you think your design's gonna look like, and it's only gonna help you out. Okay, so we got his head thing right here. This is where his helmet would attach if he had the helmet. So I don't know if I like this shape. I like the shape, I don't know if I like this, how I'm detailing it here. Let's try something else for the center. Oh, drawing on the wrong layer, guys. Don't do that.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Don't do that. Okay. So I like this shape, but I don't feel like this is. Let's see what we can do with this. Let's bring these points down. I want this part to connect. He's gonna have more like a undersuit on. Let's go down to his waist. This is just like some suit details. Oh, these can be like when he's out on the side of the spaceship, he can strap himself into the ship while he's working on stuff. That's what these could be like for. Kind of like elbow pads. Alright, let's look at more reference real quick for how we want to do the legs. See how they have some just kind of shapes right there. or not shapes, but like patterns that go down the leg. Kind of like that. Kind of like this too. These little, kind of showing like it's a like cylindrical, like showing the shape of the leg. So maybe we can follow this pattern down. We can add like bulkier, like knee pad things that we have in the old 50s one. Something like this. That's the side of the leg. This is gonna run along the front of the leg. Calf. Then we'll have this design element. Okay. Well, the pants bunch up a little bit there. Alright. It's not bad. He looks like a bad guy though. Which is kind of what he is, but we're not trying to give that away right away, so we might do another round where we kind of soften some things up. I don't like the knees. I think I'm just gonna give him, just keep it more like this, like this guy, but actual pants instead of booty shorts he got on. Then we'll connect it to like some heavier duty boots, kind of like this astronaut got going on here. I might get rid of the spikes on the back of the elbows. So right now we're just playing with, just trying to throw some shapes in there and see what we can make work. This leg needs to be longer. I think this is too much detail in here because now it's getting a little busy. Let's duplicate this layer, and then we're going to make some adjustments to the design and see what happens. Let's get rid of all this design element here, and we'll just keep it simple. Just throw some wrinkles in there. Yeah, that feels a little bit better. It's not so busy. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is turn off our reference layer. We're gonna turn off our guides. I'm gonna turn that to blue. Take one more pass and clean this up. Okay, I was drawing along. I kind of came up with an idea for the boots. I thought it'd be kind of cool to have kind of repeating some of these shapes down here in the boots, but right under here, these little pockets, they can be like boosters, so that way they can like jump higher or further. If they're trapped in space, they can create momentum. I thought that'd be kind of cool. So here's my rough character design for Jeremy, our vampire space explorer. So now we got our rough design laid out. Oops, forgot the back of his leg. Kind of want to have a more pointy chin, not necessarily super spiky, but definitely pointy. So I know we talked about in our character sheet that he's very stoic and he has menacing eyes, or how do we say it? He has dangerous eyes. So we want him to have it look like he's ready for anything. So in this video, I'm thinking I'm going to probably end it. I'm going to kind of design the face a little bit, and then we're going to end it there. And then the next video, we'll talk about character turnarounds and stuff like that. Because I kind of want to flesh this out just a little bit more. So we're going to duplicate this layer. I'm going to merge these ones together. And we're going to focus on his head. Start a new layer, lighten that up a little bit. So let's focus on what our character Jeremy's going to look like. So we know he's going to have certain distinguishing features. He's going to have a scar on his face. And we know he's going to be somewhat handsome, and he's going to have dangerous eyes. I kind of wanted like to hint at, he's kind of a vampire, but don't make things too obvious. So I'll make his ears a little more pointy. I'm going to give him that furrowed brow. Make sure you guys flip your canvas every so often just to get some fresh eyes on your designs. So we got Jeremy's kind of head down. Let's give him some hair. So we're going to start with drawing his hairline. So that way we know where the hair is going to grow from. Kind of want him to have like, not short hair, but not super long. So when you're drawing hair, you kind of want to start with the bigger, turn this off real quick. Just kind of start with the shape of how you want the hair to look. And then you'll add details later. So now we got an idea of what his hair is gonna look like. We can start adding some details. So let's knock this back a little bit. So we can separate that. Okay. So now let's add. Now that we got the basic block shape of the hair out, we're going to add larger strands. Kind of just clump the hair up. And then we'll go in there and kind of break these up a little bit more, adding more detail. You don't want to draw every individual strand of hair because it's just going to look crappy. Just kind of want to draw these chunks. That's not too bad. Let's work on his nose a little bit. Turn off these guides. Today we kind of went over a little bit of character design stuff, so we did. Let's kind of separate this so we can get a look at it. So here's our character Jeremy, our space explorer. So we got kind of a rough idea what the design's gonna look like. We got an idea what his head's gonna look like. In the next video, we'll go over more how to do the character turn and how to do the character turn for the head, and we'll kind of make a character model sheet for our comic book. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. And if there's anything else you guys want me to go more in detail, remember, write it down in the comments. Thanks. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night.